There was a man who had 3 sons. The youngest of sons was called Dumpling. He was despised, mocked, and sneered at on every occasion. One day the eldest went into the forest to hew wood. Before he went, his mother gave him a sweet cake and a bottle of wine. When he entered the forest, he met a little gray-haired old man. The old man said,
"Give me a piece of cake and a cup of your wine. I am so hungry and thirsty."
But the eldest answered,
"If I give you my cake and wine, I shall have none for myself. Be off with you."
But when he began to hew down a tree, he made a false stroke, and the axe cut him in the arm. So he had to go home. This was the little gray man's doing. After this, the second son went into the forest. His mother gave him a cake and a bottle of wine, like the eldest. He met the little old gray man likewise. The old man said,
"Give me a piece of cake and a cup of your wine."
But the second son said,
"What I give you will be taken away from myself. Be off with you."
However, when he had made a few blows at the tree, he struck himself in the leg. So he had to be carried home. This time, Dumpling went into the forest. His mother gave him a cinder cake and a bottle of sour beer. When he came to the forest, he met the little old gray man likewise. The old gray man said,
"Give me a piece of your cake and a drink out of your bottle. I am so hungry and thirsty."
Dumpling answered,
"I have only cinder cake and sour beer. If that pleases you, we will sit down and eat."
So they sat down. When Dumpling pulled out his cinder cake, it was a fine sweet cake. And the sour beer had become good wine. So they ate and drank. And the little man said,
"You have a good heart and are willing to divide what you have. I will give you good luck. There stands an old tree. Cut it down so you will find something at the roots."
Then the little man took leave of him. And Dumpling cut down the tree. When it fell, there was a goose sitting in the roots, with feathers of pure gold. He lifted her up. Then, taking her with him, he went to an inn. He thought he would stay the night there. The host had 3 daughters. They saw the goose, and they would have liked to have one of its gold feathers. As soon as Dumpling had gone out, she seized the goose by the wing, but her finger and hand remained sticking fast to it. The second came soon afterwards, but as soon as she had touched her sister, she remained sticking fast to her. At last the third came, but as soon as she had touched her sister, She also remained sticking fast to her. The next morning, Dumpling took the goose under his arm and set out with the 3 girls who were hanging on to it. In the middle of the fields, the parson met them. When he saw the procession, he seized the youngest in order to pull her away. But as soon as he touched her, he likewise stuck fast. While they were trotting thus one behind the other, 6 farmers came from the fields. The parson called out to them and begged that they would set him free. But they had scarcely touched the parson when they were held fast. And now there were 10 of them running behind Dumpling and the goose. Soon afterwards, they came to a city where a king ruled. The king had a princess. She was so serious that no one could make her laugh. So, he had put forth a decree that whosoever should be able to make her laugh should marry her. When Dumpling heard this, he went with his goose and all her train before the king's daughter. As soon as she saw the 10 people running on and on, she began to laugh quite loudly, as if she would never stop. Thereupon Dumpling married the princess. The wedding was celebrated. After the king's death, Dumpling inherited his kingdom and lived for a long time happily with his wife.